our yawns out?
No, I've got like 4 more coming, but
I think I've got a few more coming too. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 103rd edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by Jaden, Disney's number one hater, Jaden.
hello.
Hello, and our resident Irish citizen, aka the Peacemaker, aka Liam, aka Fitzy.
You're done? Yeah. Hello.
I'm done. Yeah, I was done. Hello. Yeah. How are we? This is the reunion right here. It's been a little while, hasn't it? The three of us since the in-person.
3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just going to not respond again. That'd be funny.
I can make that happen in the edit if you want.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about the new Cinema Effect theme song now that it's in practice?
I don't like it.
I don't love it either.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I'm a bit iffy on it.
Mm.
Jane says, I don't like it. He just says, I don't like it, that blanketly. Now, you could have told me that when I sent it for initial feedback.
Did I not say that? I swear I was like, yeah, the quality is better, but like the actual the actual sound is worse, you know?
I don't recall you replying at all.
Didn't I?
I don't think so.
You're right.
This would have been vital feedback at the time, you know?
Yeah, I think it's better made, but I just don't think it sounds better, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. This is an evolving story. I might just like throw in the most random shit every week until we just hit one that works, you know? Or mate, I don't want to. Yeah, I feel like it'd be sort of a pussy move just to go back to what it was. But I'll do it if I have to. If that's what it is, if that's what the world dictates needs to be the Cinema Effect theme song, then that's what it'll be, you know? This is terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, I was just trying to go with the flow, but, you know, it is what it is. And this week, that movie is the 23rd of March, 2018. That's the release date of The Isle of Dogs, which was directed by Wes Anderson. It is an animated adventure film, and the synopsis says, set in Japan, Isle of Dogs follows a boy's odyssey in search of his lost dog. It's a very efficient synopsis. I like it a lot. Liam, what do you think of The Isle of Dogs? How many times have you seen it?
I think it's the first time since the theatre that I've seen it. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. It kind of focuses on different stuff near the end that I don't really enjoy, but I think I don't know, it's okay. I enjoyed it a bit enough, I guess. pretty good, yeah.
Jaden, what about you? You've seen it many a time.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times, but I didn't rewatch it now because pretty recent my last time seeing it.
It's because you got home so late from walking home.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. You know, it's classic Wes Anderson style, but in the animated format that he established in Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love the story. I love the characters. I love genuinely everything about it. I don't know. It's just such a quaint movie, and just not quaint. I don't know what's the word. You know, it's a nice story. It's a lovely film. You know?
It's a nice film. Yeah.
And what's his name with the soundtrack? Did awesome. You know, I don't know. It's all just great. All fantastic.
I don't know who did the score. I
think it's Alexandre Desplat. Did he do it?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's done everything. Let me bring up the Spotify page.
Please do. I need to be introduced to a new composer. Yeah, I liked the film. I hadn't really thought much about it since I finished it, but I did enjoy it. And I mean, I hadn't really thought much about it until I dived into all behind the scenes stuff this morning, which I watched a few of the featurettes they released, and that was a lot of fun. That was sort of like reignited my sort of, I don't know if passion's the right way. It reignited my interest in the film, like sort of immediately upon seeing how it was made.
You ready for Alexandre Desplat's resume?
Well, I was in the middle of speaking, but now, sure, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you finished. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of like,
all good.
Yeah. So you got the French Dispatch. You got Little Women. You got Secret Life of Pets. You got the Danish Girl. You got Isle of Dogs, Shape of Water, Valerian. You got Harry Potter.
Whoa.
7 Part 2 and Part 1 of that.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You got Tree of Life, you know. You got Zero Dark 30, Imitation Game. He's done quite. He's
Plenty
done
of
quite
stuff.
a lot. Yeah.
Plenty of stuff. Does that mean he's responsible for Lily's theme in Deathly Hallows Part 2?
Is that where you first heard it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe.
If I'm not mistaken.
No. Oh yeah. He is. Yeah.
Cool. Good for him. Yeah, that's a great track. So yeah, did I finish my thing? I don't remember. I liked it. It was charming. It was oozing with personality, as all Wes Anderson's films do that I've seen in every aspect. And it has a certain sort of cadence and a rhythm to it, which is very identifiable and really enjoyable to watch. We were talking last night, Jad, and it's totally really interesting to me how they nail this every time, of like how his films feel so consistent in pacing and in style across live action and stop motion animation, like the most like diametrically opposed means of format of filmmaking. You know, it's so interesting to me, but it totally works, which is super cool. So yeah, this movie's awesome. I know we talk about a lot, like I know Jane and I particularly like talking about like fonts and sort of those sort of stylistic choices. So I was like immediately blown away at the start. I really liked the cute sort of translation message. Like I liked all the opening credit stuff, but like immediately that cute little translation message, it's like, we've translated all the dog's barks for you. I was like, that's really cute. I like that, because I often think about that, like in like dog movies. I'm like, is it meant to be like they're translating the dogs barking, or can the animals speak in this universe? Wes just had to immediately clarify that for me, so that was cool. And of course, just the whole opening credits and the fonts, the Japanese style. Dude, is there anything cooler looking, Jaden, aesthetically more pleasing than Japanese? What's it, like font, like typography? Because the answer's no. The answer's no.
No? Okay.
There's nothing more. Nothing more. It's so great. I love it. Just the fact that it's set in Japan too was a cool choice. I don't know why it is. I feel like other than it just friggin' looks cool. And it's just cool to have your film set in Japan. I don't really know why, but why else why? Yeah. But it's neat. I really liked it. And of course, just the whole Dog Wars backstory and everything right away. Just so much personality on screen, man. It was great. And then you get into the actual movie, and you get into the actual characters and the actual cast. We were trying to figure out the cast last night, so I made sure I made sure I got the cast list. Fitzy, do you know who played the English translator woman on the radio?
Frances McDormand.
Correct. Well done.
That's
do you know who played the protester lady Tracy?
Greg Gerwig?
Correct. Oh, he's just chumping us out here, Jaden. This is unfair. It's unbelievable. Although, Jaden, I must say, there is no sign at all of Toni Collette.
I'm looking at. I really thought I remembered her. Yeah, all right.
I thought I did too, but you've obviously completed Inception on me in that case, because I was convinced as soon as you said it that you were right, but I don't know what to say. Apparently, Tilda Swinton was in this movie as Oracle. I don't know who that is.
Oh, the little dog. The one that.
The little pug.
TV. Yeah.
That's good. I don't recall her having many lines, but that's cute. But yeah. And Jeff Goldblum was Duke. Okay, that makes a lot. Okay. All right. I'm piecing this together on the spot. That's good. But for me, the standout was Edward Norton as Rex. He was a blast. He was really fun. That whole dynamic between that sort of group of five dogs was really charming, I thought. And I really liked their performances, and I really liked like the ongoing gags with them. Like I heard a rumor is so funny. Every 5 minutes, Edward Norton's heard a rumor, and they're all like, "Have you heard it?" No, I haven't heard it. What is it?
And then like the hushing, they're like, "Shh, shh," and then
yeah.
That's like my favorite part of the movie, like when they're all together. But I feel like the first half is that, and then the second half kind of loses focus on that and becomes about Chief and Spots and kind of the protests and like the humans and stuff. Whereas I kind of just wished it was a movie about the group, the five, because we get like 20 minutes and it's like it's over.
Yeah, you're right. and then it sort of splits its time between everything. Yeah, I agree actually. Yeah, because I generally speaking was right away like the premise of having this kid Atari go to the Isle and like his mission is to find his dog. I'm like, that's great. I love that. I'm in. You know. Yeah, and then I agree with you where it sort of does feel like I didn't really care about. I liked the stuff with the other dogs, and I liked like the flashback stuff with Spots, and like I like the fact that like Spots is dead, but he's not dead, and now he's got a family here. Like I liked all that flashback stuff with him and Chief and stuff, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. The protesting stuff was sort of where I would agree with you. I was sort of like, eh. So yeah, that's cool. I just loved the VO. I loved all the performances here from all the lead cast. I thought they were really great. They've got a great sort of rhythm in their vocals, I assume, or Wes's direction, and just the way in which the humor's delivered is really good. Bryan Cranston, of course, one of my favorite actors of all time, just delivers a great performance. Really enjoyed him as Chief. Chief is my favorite character, I think, in the film. I feel like he's the main dog character. I feel like he's the easiest to sort of root for and has the most sort of easily complete arc of everyone, and I can see his transformation. I was totally bought into him. I really enjoyed him. Everyone else was like a lot of fun, but not a lot to invest in necessarily, you know. So I think that's why I really liked him, and Bryan Cranston was just brought him to life really well. Are there any other dog characters that stand out to you, Liam? Or any other characters in general, of course.
I don't know. I don't really. Well, I guess I don't really like. Not that I don't like Chief, but I don't. Yeah, as I said, I just wish it was about the 5, and I don't think Chief is like. I'm not like really into like Chief's story or whatever. So I guess that's where I lose the film a bit.
The main plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Nah, yeah, that's all right. That's fine. I'll forgive you. He looks like Spots when he got a haircut. Well, he got a bath. Sorry, he didn't get a haircut. Got a bath. He looks like Spots. I was so confused as to who was playing Spots because I was sort of like, this also sounds like Bryan Cranston to me, but it wasn't. It was Liev Schreiber, however you say his name. He was Spots, so I liked him. I liked Spots as well. He's probably my second favorite character. I enjoyed a lot the scene where they meet, where Atari and Spots meet, and I just thought their relationship was really cute. Like any sort of character that where it's clear that this dog is his only family, presumably after, his family dies and you assume Spots becomes his family and he loves him for that. And like, oh, it's so adorable. I love it. And then I love that Spots gets a little like a bodyguard earpiece. Like what do you call that? Like a little mic? I love that. That was really cute. You don't have any favorite characters, Jen?
I don't know. I think a lot of it. I think I really like the protester and Atari. I don't know. I really like although it's a movie about dogs, I like the human dynamic.
Yeah, Atari doesn't say anything, does he?
Well, he speaks Japanese.
That's right. Yeah. But he's not like played by anyone like of note.
Don't know.
No offense to the Japanese person who plays Atari.
No, it doesn't look like it.
No, Atari was cute. I liked Atari a lot. I thought it was super weird when he was like about to leave because Spots was dead already and he was about to leave and I'm like, wait, what is this movie about? What? And then it's fine. It was all a fake out, guys. It was all a fake out. I found the ending kind of like I liked it. A lot happens in the last 15 minutes of this movie. They sort of jam it all in. I don't really understand why. I like Kobayashi as a character. Like, I think he's got a cool look and, like, dude, this guy who, like, just loves cats and hates dogs. I mean, forget the hate. I don't like the bigotry, of course, but, like, I respect his standing by the cats, I like that. But I don't really understand why he changes his mind at the end. I feel like the protester sort of just gets up and says it and then he's like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. This is the part where I'm waiting for Jane to tell me I'm wrong and explain it really well.
I was going to say maybe I should have rewatched it because like I don't entirely remember what you're referring to. Does he just change his mind? Is that what it was?
That's sort of what I thought. Do you disagree, Liam? I don't know.
I don't know. He kind of has flashbacks or whatever. It's kind of vague.
It is vague.
Yeah.
It was very fast too.
Yeah. 90-minute movie though, so I don't know. It's kind of.
I don't know either.
What's that sound?
Yeah. And then he donates his kidney. What sound?
There's like some like static sound. I don't know.
Oh, we'll be right. Then he donates his kidney really fast, which was cool. Did he die after that?
I don't remember.
I went to
again.
prison.
He went to prison.
He went to prison with his Frankenstein buddy.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. He deserves to go to prison. He did indeed sabotage the species of dog, so that's no good. What was up with the Frankenstein guy? Was he actually like a zombie? He looked cool, I guess, and he looked evil because he's a zombie. But then Chief gets a happy ending. He gets to be with Scarlett Johansson's dog, who had a weird name. I don't remember her name. She had a weird name. But Nutmeg, that's it, right?
Oh yeah, Nutmeg.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was a happy ending for him. The cast is just so stacked. It's crazy. Like, every single time, I was so confused. I was trying to pick apart the voices. So that was sort of a fun game to play while I was watching it as well.
You were so not into the movie that you had to, play a game, play a meta game to entertain you. You're just so disinterested.
No, I play meta games all the. I don't know. That's a weird way to put it. Play meta games. I pay attention to that stuff all the time in any movie, no matter how much I like it.
Sounds like you hated the movie and just were bored. That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like you hated the movie and were bored. Does not deny it. So yeah, I mean, some of the shots, just as I was watching it, I sort of don't. And even after watching behind the scenes stuff, I can't comprehend how some of these shots were pulled off. It's crazy to me. Like, just those, like, some of the zooms and stuff, and the way they, like, clearly push the camera through these, like, sets, or, like, these. It's so funny looking at, like, the size of the sets and the puppets in real life, but, like, the way they sort of push the camera through it and create these really interesting, like, looks and visuals. It's so interesting. I feel like more than anything, the thing I like most about the film is just the fact, like, I struggle to comprehend how something like this is made.
Mm.
And that's just so enjoyable in itself for me. And that's why I like the behind the scenes stuff is so interesting. They had to goddamn, like, in the making of the puppets, like, punch millions of individual hairs into these puppets. Like, you actually one by one have to push them in to the scalp or whatever, or wherever, or all over the dogs and stuff. I can't even imagine that, especially in this day and age of, like, films aren't made this way, anymore. Well, ever, not a whole lot ever, really, in my estimation. So
Yeah,
that's what's crazy about it.
I also like that kind of beyond like the stop animation of the film, there's those like other like style of animation used for like cutaway news segments and stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, it replicates like that more traditional kind of Japanese art style. But I think it's a cool way of like injective, more like creative, stuff in the film.
Totally. I mean, that's the thing. This film is like in every frame, in every element of every frame, every puppet, every background, everything. It's just creative. Like, this is creativity, the movie, And I think that's what is so easy to resonate with about it. I think overall, I hope Wes makes another stop motion film. Just because I want to see more of these movies, full stop. Like, I want to see more of these movies, and I want to see more making ofs of these movies. Pretty much.
It's interesting because like I'm looking at like a few still frames now, and like, it's like of like the human models, and like and like at like a rally, and like they look very like model like, but in my head, like they kind of, like in my mind of remembering it, they've kind of like become more realistic, and they kind of like. I don't know. I guess that kind of speaks to the quality of like how like just the film does such a good job of like establishing like its tone and setting that like they kind of meld together and it feels real. Like as you're watching it.
Yeah. 100%. That's the thing. Like, I would feel like this film took 2 years to shoot, with every shooting day there being 50 cameras and 50 sets all at once, right? Which is insane. But like, I would be shitting myself if I were like the DP or a producer or someone sort of on the higher end. Of course, Wes himself, but he has the vision, so he's probably a bit more confident. But I would be shitting myself the entire time during this extensive shooting process. That like all it takes, like this thing, just as you're shooting it, just being so concerned that it's not going to work, because all it takes is like some element not being right, or one of some puppets like not feeling like right in the world, or even considering like you're taking these images and the way they move together, like it takes such cooperation and such skill and talent and vision for it all to actually work and come together and be incredibly impressive. I feel like we can't take that for granted. Like the amount of people that friggin' had to work on it and be all on the same page, and for it to actually make sense. Because I feel like, I don't know, obviously I can never conceive of making something like this, but if I were to go and make a stop motion thing just with a few people, some dumbass like probably 2-minute video, and throw it on YouTube, like it would probably still suck in terms of like the animation and the characters, and it's sort of feeling authentic and feeling like a real world that exists. It would probably just completely fall flat, and this movie does not at all. So shout out to that. They made the smoke effects with cotton wool, which I did not know. It's actually just cotton wool hanging down, which is amazing. I love that. I did not notice that in the film, but then the second they pointed it out and then they showed the scene, I was like, oh, that's clearly cotton wool. That's great. I was also super interested in the fact that the performances were all... I've always sort of wondered about this, because I feel like I've seen it done both ways. Maybe I'm a bit of a novice with understanding this, but the performances from the actors were recorded ahead of time first. And then all the animation, and then they have to like phonetically break down the way the actors pronounce words and stuff and incorporate that into how they animate the dialogue. So that's that. The recordings were all done first, which I find super interesting. So like for these actors, they probably came in like, I don't know, like 2-3 years beforehand and did all that. And I can't even imagine having to like have to realistically animate like a character. Like I wouldn't even know how to begin doing that. Like making their mouth movements spot on to what you're listening to, like on a frame by frame, 24 frames, like 24 frame basis. That's insane. It's crazy. I was shocked it was 24 frames too. I thought for sure, like on a stop motion film, you can sort of get away with less, but you can tell it's going smooth. It's going smooth. That's a filmmaking term right there. Liam, how many of Wes Anderson's films have you seen? All of his films, or close to?
The only ones I haven't seen are, I think, the Wizard, Steve Wizard, and the other one, the Brothers one. What's it called? The Darjeeling Limited, and yeah, The Water with Steve Wizard, whatever it's called. Life Aquatic with Steve Wizard. Zizzy.
Oh, okay. I had no idea what he was talking about. The Life Aquatic. Yeah. I forgot I had that weird bit at the end. Where would you... I was asking Jane about this last night, but where would you sort of put this ranking-wise? Where does it fall for you?
Probably lower, I guess. Not because it's bad, just because, others are good. Yeah.
Others are good.
What else did you talk about with Jane yesterday? What else has gone on?
I feel like a good portion of the car ride was spent trying to figure out where Toni Collette fits into the film.
Yeah, it was. And then she wasn't anywhere in the film, so that was completely redundant.
Yeah.
So you just thought Toni Collette was in the film?
Yeah, I could have sworn that her name was in the credits, but I guess not.
Clearly not. I didn't know Ken Watanabe was the head surgeon. That's cool. And we're talking about the Yoko Ono cameo a fair bit. So I didn't know anything about Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
Did you like the Yoko Ono cameo, Liam?
You mean the character? You mean the scientist character, or that she actually voiced someone?
She did. She voiced that character.
Oh, okay.
It's like her, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the film, I heard they say like Yoko Ono or something. Yoko Ono. So I thought, why are they doing that? But that's cool, I guess.
Yoko Ono plays assistant scientist Yoko Ono.
Well, her name's not Yoko Ono. It's something, isn't it? Like Yoko Ono or something.
No, I think that.
I just read the IMDb thing. I don't know.
I think that extra thing that you're talking about is just
San?
I think that's just like the respect thing, like like
Oh, right.
like
It's
the
like
Mister, or like like it denotes like the status. I think that's what
Yeah.
you're hearing.
right.
Is San, like when you say that, like Miyazaki-san or whoever, is San specifically Mister, or is that not gender specific?
No,
I don't think I've. Because did they say San for her, or was it something else? Was it Sa? Was it something else?
I don't know. So it's something. I don't know.
Come on, Jane, you've been to Japan. You didn't call your elders
no,
respectful things?
no, it was very disrespectful.
Man, I've always thought that was really cool. Imagine going places and being called like Zach-san or something. That's dope. I love that.
The 5 main dogs are all like named after like a leader type role.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Duke,
yeah.
King, Rex, Chief,
Boss.
Boss. There you go, bang. It's
Yeah.
really clever from Wes Anderson to be able to like pull something like that off.
That's true. That's
Mm.
true.
I don't know, like it's just a film I love, but it's like, what do you talk about?
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing about it is that
Yeah.
it is, that's sort of, yeah, I totally agree. Where it's like, for me, the making of stuff, obviously, is the most interesting. And just watching the film, like, really liked it, a lot to like, charming, personality, creativity, all of those words, 100% valid. But I was just like, yeah, cool. Like, like it's just sort of, I feel it's very, I think I used, it's a very digestible movie, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but it's just sort of like, okay.
Yeah. It's like, I think, like yesterday you said, like, too digestible, too forgettable, which is interesting because I'd never say forgettable, but like clearly.
Yeah, forgettable. I think forgettable's
my
harsh.
mind's like betraying me at the moment, but,
Yeah. Ironically, yeah. No, forgettable's harsh. It's just, yeah, it's very digestible, I think is probably the best word I could use. Where it's like, there's not a lot to sort of sit with, or not that I'm asking me to be able to write an essay on every film, but not a lot to sort of analyze in a post-mortem sort of scenario, But very easy to recommend, very entertaining. You could sort of recommend this movie to everyone, which is great. It also made me want to rewatch Fantastic Mr. Fox. Please go ahead, Liam. Sorry.
I love the drums, and just the intro with the drums and the rhythm that it gives the film. And there's that one song that plays. What is it like? When they're walking across. One weird thing about the film is that so I was always expecting this song to play, where it's like, I don't know, it's like, the ones like I've Lost All My Pride, that song, and like the weird thing about the soundtrack was that it was always playing like the first few notes of that song, so I was always like expecting it to play at that point, and so it was like I was like waiting for it, which is weird, but also like they reincorporate the drums at the start, and that was really cool. So yeah,
the drums were really cool.
They were banging, literally.
100%. I had no idea at the time, and still don't have any idea of their relevance. But who cares, dude? Who cares? It's not a bad thing at all. It was great. It was hype. That's what it was.
Mm.
Cool.
Let's give our final verdicts for the Isle of Dogs. Jaden.
You only kill the movie that fast?
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's a big 8 out of 10. Like it's a movie that I don't fault really at all.
It's hard to. Yeah.
It's an absolute pleasure to watch every time. Yeah. Sticks with an 8. And I guess
sure.
maybe there's that little bit kind of
shit.
No. Yeah.
No,
8 out of 10.
Liam.
It's a 6, but
bro, what, you have it as an 8 already at the moment. How are you going to drop it 2 points?
Yeah, I had it as an 8, but it just pisses me off how much it doesn't focus on the main guys, and I'm not that into Chief, which is sort of the main thing, and the protesters and stuff, and I don't know, the film obviously looks great and sounds great, but 6 out of 10. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Apology not accepted.
I'm sorry.
Not accepted. I'll give it a 7. Easy recommendation. Liked it a lot, as I've said a million times. So there you go. That's that. Let's get into news chat. we had a Thor Love and Thunder trailer, which I came in today expecting everyone to be like, yo, you see that Thor trailer, dude? Tiger's back. Let's go. We saw Russell Crowe. Yes. But Liam did end up watching it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, you watched the whole thing, obviously. It's not long. Although I was concerned you were going to watch 40 seconds and then click off it, as you often do. But, yeah, I was very concerned. Yeah, but you did watch it all. So, what did you think of Thor Love and Thunder? This film comes out very soon.
Oh, I mean, I watched the trailer, yeah, but like, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was. I don't know what it's about, but you know, it looks funny. It looks fun. Actually, the trailer looks pretty visually great. It looks pretty great.
Yeah, it does. It's one of those things where it's sort of like Ragnarok, where like a lot of green screen, just a lot of green screen, but all like visually interesting sort of CG visual effects, like design places, like very colourful and stuff. So I'm into that. Like Ragnarok was like that a lot, I think. So I'm into that. You didn't watch it, right, Jade? I just want to make.
Nah.
I need to confirm for the audience. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, "Why didn't you ask Jaden?"
Nah, I haven't
Look
seen
like
it.
an asshole.
Mm.
Cool. Yeah, this trailer was cool. It's, I think, the longest drought that there'd been. Like, it was the trailer in the MCU history. I believe it was the shortest we've ever gone to the film's release date without a trailer, if that makes sense. So it's very close these days. But yeah, I liked it. It sort of gave me enough of a hint as to what the film's about. I think it's going to be like, we see him Thor having to get back into shape, which was cool. And I think it's going to be sort of him about, like they mentioned, he's retired, so it's he's trying to find his
fitness journey. Wow.
That dude. It's the Chris Hemsworth workout app, the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what that app's called, but yeah, that's what it is. So, but I think it's like, it mentioned he'd retired, so I assume he's trying to find inner peace and purpose in his retirement and this sort of stuff. And then I presume Christian Bale's going to show up and ruin that, so that's cool.
Oh, Christian Bale's in this one.
He's Gore the God Butcher.
Oh, epic.
He is the villain, yes. So I'm into that. And I'm just into this cast of characters. I feel like of any sort of like subsect mini group of the Avengers sort of thing, like, I don't know if you think of like having the Guardians and having like these other sort of groups out there for these different things. Like, I feel like the Thor team is sort of like my favorite. I really dig Valkyrie and Korg, and having Natalie Portman back is kind of random, but also cool. I'm curious about that and where that goes now that she's also Thor. But yeah, so I'm curious about that. I'm just really into this team. I'm really into Taika's humor. So I hope the film's good. I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm like over the top, like this movie's going to be amazing necessarily, just because I feel like Taika overall can be sort of, I appreciate what he goes for. He doesn't always hit for me. So this isn't like a surefire bet, but Thor Ragnarok is my favourite film of his I've seen. So we're definitely on the right track already. And then this trailer, yeah, it looks colourful, looks great. All the right things happening, I'm seeing. And then you get Russell Crowe in there too. He was there, so that's cool. I'm into that. Playing Zeus.
Oh, really? Damn.
And I'm sure that we're going to get some funny moments. I'm just down for like these. We're going to get some dumb gags between like Russell Crowe and Chris Hemsworth, and probably Christian Bale at some point too, because there was some dumb moments with the villain in Ragnarok too. So I'm so down for some of that humor. So I feel like this at this point right now of the current trailers and things we have coming up imminently for the MCU, this is like definitely this is like my last bastion for the MCU. This is the last thing that we have on the horizon where I'm like, yeah, definitely, let's go. Everything else, I'm like, I'll probably watch it. And then after this, I don't know what the future holds for me in the MCU, but I still have this to hold on to for now. And we also have Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that trailer's mid.
You watched the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was just about to transition. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's mid. You can go on. That's right.
Oh, okay. Wow. Jason Momoa is playing Minecraft. He's in Minecraft. Is he going to be playing Steve? Everyone's
There's
favorite
no
character?
way you have him as Steve, right?
Surely not. Or maybe like his name's Steve. That'd be kind of funny. I have. This is one of those like projects in development where you hear about it and you just have no idea how to even visually conceive it.
Like, is it going to be an animated film or not?
No, it's live action.
Then why call it a Minecraft film?
I don't know. It's so weird. Is it going to be one of those dumb, like those terrible premise where, like, oh, it's like the real world merges with the Minecraft world or some bullshit? Like, Jason Momoa is just a regular guy, and then he gets thrown into Minecraft or some dumb shit like that, and then the worlds cross over, and then he's like walking around New York City, and there's like blocks now and shit.
Yeah, very well could be that. That wouldn't surprise me.
Sounds awful. I don't know. It's like there's also that like Play-Doh movie and the that Barbie movie as well. Like all those sort of movies where I'm just like, I can't even conceive what this would be until I see a trailer. So
that Barbie movie, I think, is going to be quite different.
Isn't it Greta Gerwig?
Yeah, and that's why
so weird.
I have a lot of faith in it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Amy Schumer's dropped out now, so thank fuck. But
I presume that whole Barbie thing's going to end up being like, I don't know what who you even like follow and how the story's even going to be done, but I presume it's going to end up being this whole commentary on like what Barbie like stereotypes, right? And like looks and stuff. I presume that's what it's going to end up being. That's sort of the obvious direction to go. If I'm Greta. Barbie, going to be nominated for an Academy Award next year. Get hyped. Get ready. Now it's time for our highlights of the week. Liam, what have you been watching?
Oh, you know what? You know what I've been watching? I've been watching Ambulance. Ambulance.
Ambulance.
Yeah. Ambulance. You know? Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the most fun I've ever had. Ever. You know?
The most fun you've ever had ever?
In my entire life, you know?
That's crazy.
No, like, it was, like, really over the top, but also there was, like, not just, like, ordinarily over the top. There was, like, all these crazy drone shots and, like, the camera going everywhere, and just a great Jake Gyllenhaal performance. It was really fun. He was cracking jokes all the time. And he was, like, pulled off his character, like, the badass, you know, elements of his character really well as well. And it's just a blast, man. It's just, you know. What was it? I watched Six Underground, which was not a great film, but in Six Underground, which is the Michael Bay, like, Netflix
Oh, the
film.
Netflix, right, yeah.
Yeah. There's
like that Michael Bay too.
Yeah. There's like a car chasing scene in like Rome or something at the start. And like that scene is awesome, even if the movie is quite mid, mainly because of just the cast and Ryan Reynolds being the main guy. But yeah, like that scene is basically like this movie. It's just, you know, full on car chase for the whole time, except for the bank heist, which is also really great. But yeah, the movie's really dumb as well. Like, it's really just dumb humor, and that just adds to it. You know, everything just
Michael
adds
Bay
to it.
humor.
Yeah, literally.
I think we all know what that means. Yeah.
No, but I loved it. I want to rewatch it. So.
Okay, I saw this funny Letterboxd review that was like, Michael Bay discovers a drone and cinema is born or some shit like that, which is really funny to me.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I guess he's never used a drone.
The shots are so weird as well because like you get like a normal shot of like Jake Gyllenhaal and his crew like walking menacingly across the bank or something, and then you get the same shot but a drone shot, and it, like zooms past their fucking head and like turns backwards. You're like, okay, that wasn't necessary, but cool. Yeah,
that sounds awesome. Oh, that's so funny. That's dope. I'm gonna watch this now. I promise. Jaden, what about you? Are you going to come in every week and tell us about Doctor Who for the next 100 weeks?
Yeah, I could.
Sure.
That's like the only thing I've watched. I mean, like I've been going between that and It's Sunny and It's Always Sunny.
Oh yeah.
I think Doctor Who is probably the better one to talk about. Where did I leave? I think I was like just finished season 1 last week. I've now like 2 episodes into season 4.
Wow.
I don't know. It's genuinely fantastic. Like these early days of the reboot, and like it remains to be this kind of consistent quality up until, I hate to say it, but the newest Doctor, it just kind of completely fails there. But like I guess all the stuff I said last week, it's just this awesome balance of like genuinely good drama and just like classic campiness of Doctor Who, like, and whenever he like decides to plunge into like kind of deeper thematic stuff, like I don't know, war or religion, it always delivers at this point in the show. Like there's this one 2-episode arc that I forgot about, called like the Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit, and like the villain is like a very little representation of like Satan, and it just works so brilliantly. And it's moments like that I love Doctor Who for, personally, and like whenever it does take that more dramatic turn. The thing is, like, I feel like I'd like to kind of, like I use you as the example because like you're here, but like I wish there was like episodes that I could use to indoctrinate people into watching Doctor Who. But the thing is, it just wouldn't work because like, Doctor Who's not one consistent tone. It's it shifts episode to episode. So like, you're either along for the entire ride or for none of it. So there's no way to get someone into it unless they're fully into it.
Right. Because you could say like, I'll watch this cool episode and I like it, but then like the next episode is like different, and I'm like, I don't really like that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess it's kind of Clone Wars like that, but I think even Clone Wars is more consistent in like
Yeah.
what you're getting. Like there's a childish episode every now and then, but like it's you know what you're getting with that. Whereas this kind of goes from shit filler episode to like a high tier drama, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure. I need you to make a Doctor Who watch order list like my Clone Wars one.
I think there are like great individual episodes that you can recommend there.
You reckon?
Yeah,
sorry.
Like the Angel episode or whatever, like the Don't Blink episode and shit like that. Or like nothing. There's lots of great episodes that aren't a part of like some massive,
But you see, I feel like Blink would still be wasted on Zach because he hasn't like. Because like I think without the Doctor Who context, I think Blink is still. I don't think it'd be regarded that highly. Like it's the best reviewed episode on IMDb. It's just like a 9.8 from the fan base.
Wow, yeah.
So like, that is like that is the best episode of Doctor Who, but still, I don't think that you would like it that much. I don't know. Give it a go. If you were to give one episode a go, give that one a go. It's got Kerry Mulligan in it.
Oh, cool.
Season 3, episode like 11, I think. It's called Blink.
What do you watch on?
On Stan.
What's all on Stan?
Yeah, it's all on Stan. Give that one a go. See if you like it. I don't know. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I'll add that to the
Bro, Jane, I promise. I'm gonna straight up start watching Doctor Who now that I know it's on Stan. I promise you.
You promise?
I promise.
Awesome.
Just get it back to me in like a year. Yeah.
Do people not like the newer, like more current seasons as a result of like, what is it? Is it just the writing overall, or?
It just takes a massive fucking nosedive. Just like horrible. Like I was very apologetic of like the first season that Jodie Whittaker came in. Like I thought it was quite like. I think it was definitely lower tier, but I still think it was acceptable. And like, there's even like some of the episodes in there, like I think Demons of the Punjab, like, is one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who. So like, I was fine with that. But then like, in that second season, it is just truly horrid. Just the worst kind of episode ideas you can have, and kind of like, I'm pretty sure like I talked about it like when I was watching, like just the half baked ideological bullshit forced into it, and like. It just sucks ass. And, if you have an episode like that every now and then, it's okay, because that's Doctor Who. Doctor Who just has, like, some really campy, awful episodes sometimes. But, when it's a consistent season-long thing, and you can tell that it's, it's not bad because it's campy, it's just bad because it's fucking shit. It's bad,
Sure. And is that like do people, like, is Jodie alright, or?
Jodie's good. I like Jodie. Like, she's not my problem at all. It's just, like, the rest of their choices.
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go back to season 1, I'm gonna rate every episode on IMDb.
Yeah, I've currently got a tier list working out on my as I go through them. Yeah.
Oh wow! As in like a ranking of every episode.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Cool. That's fun. I have been. What have I been watching? I don't know. I watched Belfast from Sir Kenneth Branagh, and it's good. I liked it. It's I enjoy sort of what it ends up being at the end of the day. Like the sort of opening and closing shots of the film are really quite nice. I thought really sweet and poignant. I thought it's sort of the whole thing is sort of just a exploration of the city's history through sort of these select few characters and this family of characters. And yeah, I thought it was a nice film, and it was some good performances. I don't know. I struggle to sort of like, all jokes aside, like fully invest in black and white films, but it definitely has some gorgeous shots and stuff. And yeah, it's quite good. I would recommend it to people. I think it didn't like blow me away. Like it's not like, even if I were to like redo my top 10 list, like I don't think it would go in there quite. But yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable watch. I think it's a good recommendation. I don't know, for like, how do I say this? Feels like a bit of a, like you go to it at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and there's a lot of like seniors there, in a good way. You know what I mean? That's sort of what it feels like to me, which is a weird analogy. I apologize. So yeah, it's good. Check it out. Kenneth won his first original screenplay Oscar there, which is well deserved. Definitely a better script than Death on the Nile. I'll say that. Definitely a better script.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I don't reckon. I haven't even seen it.
Dude, Death on the Nile, man. You know what made it was so funny about watching Death on the Nile, actually, is that because I know you don't like Murder on the Orient Express, and I have this memory of like really liking Murder on the Orient Express. And watching Death on the Nile, it wasn't terrible, but it had some like really bizarre moments to where it made me question everything. Like it made me think back, like, did I watch Murder on the Orient Express? Like it made me sit there and think, was that movie just as bizarre? Have just as weird moments too, and I just completely like have this rose-colored glasses memory of it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's might have happened.
I hated the first one because I thought the humor was just bad, and I thought it was just disinteresting, pretty much. But like, I actually enjoyed this, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
That's so interesting. Like, what did you think about Death on the Nile? I'll just ask. Overall, like,
oh yeah, it was good. It was fun. I thought it was actually quite good. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the mustache origin story?
Oh yeah, that was really dumb. But it wasn't as bad as the first one's opening, where he like steps on shit and he has to like replicate the shit or whatever. Or like he has to like put both Brits in the shit. It's like, fuck off.
See, that's the thing. Like, I honestly have no recollection of that. I feel like I honestly, in my brain, watched a different movie. Like, when you talk about like the first movie having dumb humor and stupid moments, like I actually have no recollection of them. I only remember like it having good performances and a really good mystery. Like that's literally it. So I feel like I actually never want to rewatch it. So I feel like if I do, it's only going to be just ruin it for me, Because there were moments in Death on the Nile that were like bizarre.
Oh yeah, I don't know something like, oh, what's happening? Yeah.
There's really weird stuff in there. All right, let's get into our question of the show. What did we ask you last week? Last week we asked you, what is your favorite dog-centric film? And we're not going to get into a debate about what that means, please. Aiden said, I know you're all doing it next week, but Isle of Dogs was incredible. The Scooby-Doo movies are fun also, and Frankenweenie. Shout out to Frankenweenie. I've seen Frankenweenie. Don't really remember it. I don't really like Tim Burton, to be honest with you. I've never really liked Tim Burton at all. But yeah, I kind of like that movie, I guess. Are we talking about the Scooby-Doo? Are we talking about the live-action films here, though?
I think they're all quite a valid shout, animated and live action alike.
Yeah? I thought people don't like the live-action ones, but maybe I don't really know.
No, they've got like a cult-like status because of because of what they are.
Bit of nostalgia.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I've seen the first one of that, but I've never been a Scooby-Doo person overall.
Yeah.
Never really gone into it. That doesn't surprise you, does it, Jamie?
No, we've discussed it before on the show.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we discussed it with Tom and Jerry. Oh,
I think the Tom and Jerry thesis came from the fact that you hadn't that we'd already established that you weren't a Scooby-Doo kid.
okay. That I can see that going there. Yeah, that makes sense. Connor said Red Dog. And Luke said Red Dog is a solid call. I agree. Great shouts. Red Dog is very good. I remember really liking Red Dog, actually. I feel like I have a certain affinity, as I feel like Jaden might too, for just Aussie films in general. So, it being an Aussie film, it being a dog film, it being based on a true story. Sort of at the time also living in Western Australia, like Red Dog was sort of a cult sort of thing in general, outside of just the film verse. Like people like had like lots of people knew people that like claimed to have real Red Dog stories. That's a thing, you know. I can't verify any of them, of course, but it sort of existed like within Western Australian law in general as a state. So that was sort of all worked together to make a memorable experience for me as well. And of course, it's a dog movie, so the dog has to die at the end. Spoilers. And he said, not overly dog centric, but I thought the dogs John Wick owned were pretty nice. The pit bull that he happened to take home at the end of the first film was my favourite movie dog. Who's going to call bullshit on this John Wick answer? Who's going to do it? No one?
Why?
No one's got the balls. This isn't a dog-centric film.
No, I'd argue it is.
Okay, all right.
Because the dog dying is a key contributing factor to the plot. You know, it drives the plot, and that's
it does.
You know, as long as it's got like significant or some kind of decent amount of influence on the plot, I'd call it dog centric.
Okay, all right. I'll accept that. I feel like for me, the dog. Now, I understand. I'm playing fast and loose with definitions. I feel like for me, the dog has to be on the poster.
Well, yeah, but like John Wick is John Wick. It's not. Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know, but I understand that argument as well. I do, and I also really like the dog, the pit bull he takes home at the end. Is it a pit bull, or it's more like a bulldog, isn't it? It's like a larger.
It's like a no. Yeah, it's not a pit bull. I don't think. Is it?
No, I don't think so, but don't quote me. I don't know. I also just love in John Wick 3 when all the dogs actually get in on the choreography. That's the best part. That should be the answer. Okay, Liam, what is your favorite dog-centric movie?
Well, I guess it's kind of in line with John Wick, but Amoris Perros is my favorite dog-centric movie. It's a film from Alejandro Inarritu. Gonzalez Inarritu did Birdman, Revenant. And it centers around dogs, but in a very violent way. I wouldn't watch it if you really love dogs. It's quite bloody, yeah.
But is the violence as a means of how do I put this? Enforcing sympathy for dogs? Does it all come back around to being a positive thing for dogs?
They're just collateral damage, I guess. But there's dogs.
That's one way to put it.
But there's dog fighting in the movie and that kind of thing. Win a ring, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Which film? What's the name of it? Sorry.
Amoris Perros.
Oh, I see it. Yes, thank you. 2000. I see it. Oh, very highly rated. Excellent. All right, that's going on the watch list right there. Okay, Jaden, what about you?
Marmaduke is my answer.
Oh, Marmaduke.
When Lockie mentioned Marmaduke last night, I immediately checked because I have seen it and I hadn't logged it before. So another film to the tally, Zach. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
No, I don't even remember that movie at all. Seven Psychopaths is my actual answer.
Oh, good answer. Yeah.
And I did check. There is actually a dog on the poster, so it fits your criteria as well, Zach.
Okay. I'm checking the poster.
Um,
I'll see if I allow it.
it's just an awesome movie. It's like I don't know. It's just really fun, great script, good bit of drama, and it's got a dog at its core because if Christopher Walken didn't, if he didn't take that dog, then the movie's plot wouldn't be set in action. So yeah, I don't know. It's a great movie though.
This poster is dude. This is a poster. Like the way it like numbers the characters and then the cast at the top.
Mm.
That's crazy. I've never seen that. I like that a lot. Is like the lineup sort of a plot thing as well?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. That'd make it even better. But that is a cute dog. My favorite, I guess, it's like shout out to Oddball as well. I like Oddball. Classic. Shout out to wannabe. Also, I feel like this made me think. Have we asked this question? We haven't asked this question before, right? I don't know. Who cares?
No. We had a look through the Google Doc. We have.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've mentioned this movie before, but I really like Heartshee. I've always liked that movie. I remember being quite.
That too.
I always remember being quite emotionally impactful. I don't actually. I want to rewatch it actually, because I don't really remember it that well. But it's like it's about this family and their dog basically. But it's like it's quite serious as I recall it. But I don't know if that was like 10-year-old brain serious or like it was actually quite serious. I don't really know. But shout out to that movie. I quite like that movie. And there's a lot of solid choices as well. I'm just a big fan of the dog genre in general. I really like. I'm a big fan of Lassie. I'm a big fan of that. So very basic, traditional. Like those movies come, of course, from like the early days of like British filmmaking and stuff. I believe, like not early days, but like I think like the 50s and 40s and shit. But I always like those kind of basic ass dog stories where like a cute dog has to get home and shit. Like I like that. And then there was like the remake with Peter Dinklage in it, which I enjoyed as well. Really random. I think that's where Peter Dinklage learned how to do his British accent for Game of Thrones. Believe it or not. Shout out to those. As always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section below. If you're there on YouTube, send us a DM on Instagram, join us in the Discord, or just, I don't know, just like message any of us, I guess, whatever. And the question we'll be asking next week is, what is the worst resurrection of a character in film and TV of all time? Let us know. Liam, why are we asking that question?
We're doing Alien Resurrection. Resurrection. One of the two.
Matrix Resurrections. No.
And that's on Foxtel Disney, I think. Good
I hope so. I've got zero enthusiasm for this at all. I just want everyone to know that. I'm scared. I feel like this movie's going to suck.
I don't know. I haven't seen
it. Jaden nods. Okay. Oh, you haven't seen it, Liam?
No.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so that's exciting. Then I don't feel alone now. We're going to go in this together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys joining me, as always, for a ASMR relaxed chat that hopefully didn't put everyone to sleep. And we'll see you all next week. Have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.